Viewers, India has just concluded the mother of all deals with Europe. And the architect of that deal, who came up with the formulation, ironically the first time actually, people forget that, is sitting with me, Minister Piyush Goyal. He needs no introduction. He's been the go-between Delhi and many capitals globally. Thank you very much, Mr. Goyal, for speaking to me. It's wonderful. This has been called a win-win deal. It's been called the mother of all trade deals. In plain terms, is this a win-win in intent or in trade balance terms?
I have always believed that every agreement can only be successful when both parties stand to benefit, both parties, people and their economies see gain in that. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi has very clearly laid out a context in which we are negotiating our different free trade agreements. And the context is that we are looking for trading arrangements, particularly with like-minded, fair play, fair trading countries, democracies in most cases, countries which complement the Indian economy rather than become our competitor. For example, we've done 8 free trade agreements in the last 4 years. All of them are with developed countries. Not a single country with less than $20,000 per capita income. We covered 37 countries within these 8 trade deals. The 27 of EU, 4 European countries in EFTA, UK, Australia, New Zealand, Oman, UAE, and Mauritius. Now, all of these countries, the cost of manufacturing, cost of operations are significantly higher than India, given the differing levels of development. They have technology, they have innovation, they have products of a nature which are not yet made in India. They have huge amounts of pools of capital which they can invest in India. And therefore, with each one of them, we've drawn up a very fair, delicate balance, recognizing that unless it's good for both, it'll never be sustainable.
So you made an interesting point. You said if it makes trade logic for both sides. It took nearly 2 decades to conclude. Would this have happened without today's geopolitical churn?
Of course, this has nothing to do with the current day situation. After all, even we decided to go into the FTA in 21 at the India-EU summit at Porto. In mid-22, we launched negotiations. We've been negotiating 3.5 years.
But you were in power since 2014, so why this 7-year lag?
Because if you remember, the economy we inherited in 14 was a fragile 5 economy. Was a terrible mess. Growth was at 4%, double-digit inflation. Our banking system was broken. If we had entered into free trade deals during that first term in office, do you realize we would have had to give up far more than we would have gained? Because we didn't have any story to tell. The FTA is about the future. And as a weak economy, what future could I have shown to the rest of the world? What would I have negotiated against the European Union? A small economy in doldrums left behind by the Congress party? We used the first 6-7 years to strengthen our economy, to make India one of the fastest growing large economies, to show to the world that today we are a $4 trillion economy, but will become a $30 trillion economy in the next 2.5 decades. It is that strength that we are negotiating with other countries, which brings them to the table, which attracts them to do a trade deal with India on fair terms, which gives us the confidence that we can also extract good benefits while we open our markets to other countries. And I think we have strengthened our negotiating position in the intervening period.
So it's been noticed in DC widely, as you know. Can this become a template for the India-US conversation?
I have always held, Rahul, that every deal, every free trade agreement stands on its own footing. And we never hyphenate 2 transactions.